Hello and welcome to today's edition of Celebrities in Pattaya. Today we're very, very lucky because we have a name that is synonymous with the karate world all over the world, not just in Great Britain or here in Pattaya, but all over the world. He's a person that's dedicated his life to karate, and we're very, very pleased to have him here in the studio. It's Ticky Donovan. Ticky, welcome to the studio and thank you for coming in.
Cheers, Brian. Nice to see you again.
Ticky, first of all, I want to ask you what brings you to Thailand. I mean, that's what people want to know mostly, I suppose.
Well, firstly, I first came to Thailand with the national team in '82. We stayed at the Royal Cliff to train for the World Championships, which was in Taipei. So we stayed here and we flew over. And that was it as far as I was concerned with Thailand. And many of my friends said, Ticky, you've got to come over to Thailand and play golf and that. So I did 5 years ago, and that was it, hooked.
You've been hooked ever since?
Ever since, ever since.
And I know you're a regular visitor, I know you're backwards and forwards all the time, but do you get involved in the karate here at all or not?
Not in here, no, I've just come here for a holiday.
A bit the same as me, I haven't done judo since I've been here.
No, it's amazing, yeah. Funny enough, I went to watch a World Karate Championships that was held at the Ambassador a couple of years ago.
On the Ambassador and on Sugarbeet Road, yeah.
There was a World Championship, but I could just sit in the audience and watch and not get involved.
It was lovely. It's great not getting involved, it's lovely to sit back and watch it.
And I did enjoy it, there was some really good fights, but other than that, you know, I come here and just chill out.
Yeah. Now, you were captain of the British team, and you also manager of the British team for a long, long period of time.
Yeah.
Which is as long as I can remember.
Let's go back.
What made you go into managing? Is it any particular reason?
Yeah, and when I was competing, and then I ripped all the ligaments in my knee in an international with France.
Yeah.
And that was it. So really, what it was, Brian, I had to retire before I was ready to retire. So they said, well, why don't you get involved in coaching, which I did. And then I really got into it because it's the closest I could be with doing it myself, you know. Yeah. So that was it. And it went on from strength to strength. Then the British team was really good, and we won 5 World Championships.
Yeah, we were very, very good at one time in Great Britain.
80s and 90s, yeah.
What's happened recently? Is that
we've lost a lot because we've lost funding. We was getting lottery funding, and now due to the Olympics, they've withdrawn all the funding from sports that are not in the Olympics, which karate is not in the Olympics.
Yeah, just on that point, I understand that the reason karate is not in the Olympics is because they chose taekwondo instead, and they chose taekwondo because it took place in Korea.
In Korea,
yeah.
And I think there was quite a bit of money given in.
Yeah, probably,
but karate is its own worst enemy because, as you know, not like judo. There's so many different styles of karate. And they was all arguing who's the best and this and that. I mean, now rugby.
Oh, really?
So money still talks.
Yeah, well, I mean, going back to 63, 61, judo was very similar. We had about 4 or 5 different associations, but they all came together.
Yeah.
In 64 and fought, you know, against each other for the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
And presumably that's what they do with karate, I would imagine.
Yes, if we did get the Olympic, everyone would be back in the same camp.
I also know that, only from other karate people that I know, that there was about 150 different associations in Great Britain, or breakaway little things, which, you know, small ones. But the main body, is that where all the best players come from?
Yeah, the main body is still where all the best players, but the trouble with the best players is that they were getting lottery funding, you know, for winning World Championships, European Championships. And of course, when they withdrew the money, these guys sort of 25, 26, just getting a family together, they were not only asked, well, you're not getting funding anymore, but you also got to pay to represent your country.
Exactly, yeah. Just going back a little bit, you said you went to the Royal Cliff with the team the first time you came here.
Yeah.
What was that? Was just an international match, or?
No, it was a World Championship.
It was a World Championship.
Yeah, but it was in Taipei.
I see.
But we stayed here to train for 2 weeks, and we spent most of our time in the Royal Cliff. We didn't. Well, we come out a couple of times, but it was all desolate, you know. And that was our first win. Well, it was the first win as me as a manager for the World Championships.
And what about now? I mean, as far as karate in Great Britain goes, because I think the viewers should know that the difference between karate, what you do, and what I did judo is like water polo and football, for instance. I mean, it's nothing.
But people don't think.
But people don't look at it like that. But I know we wear a similar sort of uniform, but really and truly, it's two totally different things. But what makes me curious is what makes a good karate player. I mean, what is it that makes a good karate player?
Same what made a good judo player. You know, Brian, it's what's inside you. It's you know,
motivation.
Motivation. Some people have got better technique than other people, but it's what comes from the heart and comes from the mind that makes the best fighter. You know, in karate, there's a lot of people can do fabulous show-off kicks, but they can't hit their opponent.
That's right.
You know, you've got other people that cannot kick as good as them, but they can do the business on the mat.
I think there's a lot to learn from all sports, not just karate and judo, but a lot to learn for the viewers in particular, because if you really want to do something and you set your mind to it, I think that's what you're saying. You just set your mind to it, you get on with it, and you forget everything else, and you just go.
You concentrate on that, and that's it.
That can happen in any form of life, whatever you want to do, with work or with play or with whatever. I mean, if you really put your mind to something, you can do it.
Well, yeah, it's true. I mean, I put my mind into karate. I wish I put it in football.
You run a lot more money, that's for sure.
It's the same.
Same as me.
I was going to say the same as you. But
I think it's the same as any sport. If you can sell seats and sit people on seats like they do at football and all these other great sports like golf, loads of people go to watch. But karate and judo, unfortunately, weren't very big spectator sports.
No.
You got it in your heart and you just want to do it.
You just want to do it. And still got my clubs. I don't teach in an actual club, but I've got my clubs. I'm going from here to Australia, to Sydney.
Lovely. What's that for?
I've got clubs in Sydney. I've got clubs in Melbourne. Tony Howe was one of my students who came from England when I set up my style Ishinru.
Oh, lovely.
In Sydney, and I've got another Bruce Highland down. They're both 6 stands. I've got another Steve Howes coming over from Canada and one coming from New Zealand.
So you're very much involved still?
Still involved, yeah, but...
And do you still get the same kick out of it, or has it lost a bit of motivation?
No, I get the kick while I'm doing it, Brian. It's the next 2 days I don't get a kick out of it. After the body,
old, aren't we?
after the body, you know, as I say, when I'm going to Australia, then I get back, then I've got an association squad and that. But then, where before you was the same, going away every weekend, my body doesn't want to do it.
It's the same as me. I went back to London in June, and I'd been on the judo mat for about 4 years, and I only once 3 or 4 years before that. But my friend asked me to go and teach, and goodness gracious, the next day I could hardly walk. You think you can do it, but you can't.
Well, your mind still wants to do it, but it's like people say to me, "I bet you train every day, don't you?" And you say, "No,
no more." Anyway, look, it's been a wonderful pleasure to have you in the studio, and I'm really pleased because I've lived in Pattaya now for 11 years. I'm really pleased you enjoy Pattaya, and I'm really pleased that you come to Pattaya. And if we can do anything for you at the studio here, please let us know.
Okay, mate. Thanks very much.
Ticky, thank you very much for coming. Ticky Donovan, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Ticky.